So when I came, got this first grant, EPSRC first grant, which was very nice, and it's called Interactions on the Move, and it supported the work we were doing around driver distraction. So here I am doing very inappropriate things, which using my phone while driving in the streets of Denver, I think that is. And then we got Chris Janssen here in the UCL driving simulator doing a controlled study, because it's much safer to do stuff in a driving simulator than on the open road. And also it allows for, you know, reproducibility and all of that good stuff as well. We'll get that through ethics. I don't think Nadia would have us doing stuff. No, I don't think Nadia would have us do stuff on open roads. But, you know, in this modern world, you know, as I said, we're broadcasting over Zoom, and this is the way we run things now, hybrid conferences. We just come back from a hybrid CHI. 2 weeks ago, we had CHI Work, which was a really nice conference, and that was hybrid. So Carolina Buckler, who was a MSc student from last year, she's in New Hampshire presenting, and you know, the car enables you to kind of just listen to the audio and like dial into, so you can be driving around. So hello, anyone who's driving right now, don't crash and stay with us. Or you could be on the train or anywhere else. You know, I carried on joining this conference, while walking around Tesco and all sorts of other things. So very much on the move. And that's what this was about, interactions on the move. So I want to tell you, it's amazing. This is what phones, I'm going to tell you about an old study, one of the greatest hits. So this is a study that was run when phones looked like this. It's astonishing. This is pre-iPhone. And you see those plastic, they're buttons, and they're physical buttons, and you had to press them. And if you wanted to send a text message, there's no keyboard, right? So you had to like press like 2, the number 2 to get A. You remember this? Oh, bringing the flashbacks from early, it's so painful. So we didn't get people to do text messaging, so that would have been just too reckless. Instead, we just got people to dial this telephone number. It was a local Philadelphia number. And as Yvonne's already mentioned, just so we're all on the same page here, we got people to do this manipulation of tell them to focus on the dialing task or focus on the driving task, and then see how they divide their attention. And what you're looking at here is driver performance. This is like more likely to have a crash and kill somebody. This is less likely to, if you like. So driver safety is going up this way. So the yellow is bad. And this is how long it's taking you to do the dial task. So these kind of different strategies adopted. And Yvonne, you're actually exactly right. I remember coming to talk about this at the time, and people would always say, but you shouldn't be doing this, right? It's just really reckless to even suggest that you can dial safely. And you should never use your phone while driving. And you know what? Things catch up with you. So a couple of years later, in the Bay Area, 2012 this is, driving a convertible over the Golden Gate Bridge, when a spaceship on top of an aeroplane comes in front of us. And of course, you should always be focusing on your driving. But when you're driving a convertible over the Golden Gate Bridge and a spaceship on top of an aeroplane flies in front of you, you've got to capture it. So you suspend your driving and you get the camera phone out and start filming very carefully. So, you know, sometimes, but I'm sure the police would still disagree. And so the idea here was thinking about the strategies that people adopt. So taking a simple number like that, how you break it down. So this was the kind of the insight that you could say, dial a digit, and then do you do some driving, or do you dial another digit? And I've presented this slide 100 times. This is my current version of the slide. And here's the version from my job talk back 15 years ago. So a 15-year-old slide. It's the same basic idea. And it's changed in clarity a little bit. But this was the core idea that stuck with us. And it's important because this whole approach allowed you to explore strategies and options, and then to determine like which was the best strategy. And I think it's an important question. Who's the best? So yeah, we did some modeling, and you can explore the space. So you've got the dial time at the bottom, driving performance on the other side, and you can start picking out strategies. So a no interleaving strategy, a maximum interleaving strategy gives you the shape of the curve. And using this, you can then make sense of what people are doing. So it becomes this kind of, by describing the space and simulating it and kind of doing this, you can kind of frame and understand what people are doing and maybe why they're doing it. So, you know, continuing in this driving space for quite a while, and I've been really fortunate to have been invited to a number of Drexel seminars in Germany. And Drexel is amazing, right? So it's this castle in South Germany near the Luxembourg border. and you hang out there for the week, where you spend days in a room like this talking about research and go for hikes in the kind of like the woodland around there and up hills. And then in the evening, they have this delightful wine cellar where that's where the real work is done. You have those much longer conversations and develop really important connections with members of the community. So, you know, I've been to 3 of these, and it's a lot of fun. They're sometimes very serious, and other times have been quite wacky and zany, and thinking about creative outputs to express what's going on. I'm going to show you a little video from one of the outputs of this, where we're thinking about the office of the future in the car. I'm not sure I'd want to be in a car with these people who do this area for research.
Hi, yeah, how are you doing? Hello? Yeah, can you hear me? I'm on the phone in the car. Linda, get out of the way. I'm on the phone. Hey, everyone, can you hear me? Hello?
What about that project
Well,
of
I'm
ours?
just interrupting me. I'm on the phone.
Oh my God, watch out!
So I'm obviously trying to avoid a crash there. So you saw there Chris Janssen almost vomiting while being driven around. So Chris was, as I said, first PhD student I supervised here at UCL. Unfortunately, he can't be with us today. He's over at Utrecht in the Netherlands. But here are some more PhD students that I've had the privilege of working with. So Jake and Melanie. Many of you will know Melanie, who was with us last year on a temporary contract and was here visiting last week. We've got Shipping and Joanna, who are actually in the audience, aren't you? There's Shipping, and where's Joanna gone? Where's Joanna? There's Joanna, excellent. And we also then get to celebrate at their bigger day. So Sandy is here. Hello, Sandy. Judith, I saw online. Sarah Wiseman here, and we're having fun at graduation, which is in a couple of weeks as well. So we're going to dress up again in our Harry Potter robes and do all of that fun for the master's students. Graduation is a really great day, so nice moment to celebrate.